Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand final of the 5th and final North American Online Qualifier. We have our number 1 and our number 2 seeds going head to head. Seems only fitting that it would end this way. Allegiance versus CLG, and really this could be the telling factor. You know, we've been kind of asking that question all day, Walsh. Has CLG drastically improved? And we kind of came to the conclusion, yes, they've improved, but how much so? I mean, the answer could really be shown to us when they go up against Allegiance right now.
Well, yeah, this side of the bracket has been completely different compared to Allegiance side of the bracket, because we saw teams like EG, they had to work so hard to beat Renegades. They barely lost to CLG, whereas Allegiance's victories, I don't know if they've dropped a game yet this online ladder today. So
That's a good
Allegiance
point.
just been stomping the squad.
That's a really good point. I'm not sure if they have. I mean,
Pretty sure they haven't, yeah.
Allegiance, so very good. Naded with Railgun, just not going to miss. He may actually play for that return with his teammate. Turns around. Oh my lord, Naded just snapped onto APG with that Railgun. Unfortunately, though, the flag was not returned, and I believe
I thought it was recovered.
so did I, but it's
So
it's
I was
actually
just about to praise Naded and the Allegiance squad, because look at how they do plans together. Like, he saw one of his teammates was on the flag recovery. Even though Naded was in a very good position with Railgun in front of the opposing base, he goes with that same strategy together. They both dive it together, almost guaranteeing the flag recovery. I'm surprised that they did not get the flag recovery there.
Was that potentially a misplay from Naded jumping off
I
the
don't know, because I mean, he was just basically almost trying to guarantee that flag recover, and I don't know how it didn't get recovered in that situation.
Very, very strange, that's for
So
sure.
I would
but
say
you can
that's
see the
not
flag.
misplay in that case, but I mean, it's really tough to say. I mean, he did have Railgun out in the front, and those are almost guaranteed kills in yard.
Snakebite picks up the kill on Naded and also gets that flag return. 2-0
What
CLG.
is going on?
Okay.
2-0 in
All right.
2 minutes.
All right, CLG. I mean, when we watched them play CTF on Coliseum, was it a flag a minute they ended up with earlier on in today?
That was true, yeah. 3-minute game.
3-minute game. So CLG showing us that maybe they are pretty good at CTF. That's for sure. And Frosty is pulling the third and potential final flag. However, that flag has also been pulled. You can see Frosty crouching with it. He is going to be challenged by Naded. Beautiful shots go down, but L-Town actually ends up picking up that kill. He came in from behind. Flag will not be returned. A railgun shot, but look at how close to being returned that is. You can see it cross map. The auto re comes in there, and the flag back on base. Both flags back on base for now.
Yeah, back at even ground. Now, it's weird because at the beginning of Halo 5, it seemed like on Fathom, it was a situation where it's like, all right, you always just go for top center first. That's the only option before sort of pushing out. Whereas now we see a lot of teams, they kind of, obviously top center is still one of, if not the most critical positions to hold on this map. We see teams a lot more opt to just try to push for the enemy flag. They try to push over towards the elbow or through silo over the opposing flag. Like you see, it's so frosty right now, fighting Suspector over the enemy flag, because if he's able to get this kill or two, he can get a flag pull immediately. And how is Frosty still alive with that double kill?
Well, as that happens, Snakebite able to...
He had a literal 2-on-1 situation, just ducking around that structure and staying alive in the opposing flag and getting double kill. That is the kind of opportunities that's creating these huge leads for CLG.
Frosty's proven to be very, very good. That's for sure. As he tracks back, cleans up L-Town defensively, and actually recognizes one more player is going to be pushing. Got the call out from his teammate. Naded has that flag, and Naded trying to escape. Got the flag out, but not far enough. And Frosty needs to be careful here, because he isn't. Could potentially see Allegiance get that flag, and it's exactly what you need to be careful from. L-Town just dropped straight on that flag and manages to get it out once again. Kratos
I was
puts shots
just
down on
about
Frosty.
to say, like, CLG seems to be perfectly shutting down the scrappy, like, objective play style by Allegiance, but Allegiance almost brought that all the way back. And here comes the CLG counter cap. Looks like Lethal ends up getting the kill bombs there, getting the camo, and Snakebite bringing it through the front door porch. This is all but game over. I mean, there's 2 members down of 3 members now of Allegiance down. All cap being put in by Snakebite, I believe.
That was very, very impressive stuff from CLG. A 3-0 victory in game 1 of the best of 5 grand final from them. And that all happened so quickly. It really did. The first flag cap was insanely quick. The second flag cap was just unbelievable. It was like, okay, well, CLG are CTF gods apparently, but they just didn't allow Allegiance to really get into that groove, which we've seen Allegiance kind of get into. And when Allegiance get into that, they're not a team to be messed with. But realistically, when you look at it, that one play, that kind of return, you look at things like that, what happened with that. But overall,
that's still just a one cap difference. Now, the biggest difference I noticed this last match, though, is I never felt like Allegiance was in control. When we saw them playing against Liquid, it was no question who was in control of that match. They controlled the pace of the Strongholds game. They controlled the pace of the Team Slayer game. The Coliseum CTF was a bit back and forth. But this game, I did not once see Allegiance ever be in like clear control of the map. They never had 3 or 4 members of CLG down and all in the prime positions. Felt like they were more on the defensive for the entire match.
Yeah, that's definitely how it felt as well. You look at CLG just being extremely aggressive there, but CLG 1-0 up in today's grand final. For now, quick commercial break. When we return, jumping into game number 2.
Xbox One exclusive.
Hey guys, Sean here with another Halo 5 Forge map feature. We are looking at an AT-AT Walker created by Bear Skapov, and I really hope I'm saying your name correctly. So the map is technically titled the Battle of Hoth, however it is an aesthetic map, so you can't actually play on it. This is the type of map that you really just admire the forging with, and it is incredible. In addition to the main AT-AT Walker, there is also a crashed one in the distance, which looks great as well. I've been impatiently waiting for something like this to be created on Glacier. The moment I saw the canvas, I immediately thought of this. And this is by far the best AT-AT Walker I have ever seen in a Halo game, which seems funny to say, however, AT-AT Walkers are actually pretty common in Forge. Obviously, the new Forge has a lot to do with why this is the best one I've seen, but just look at it, it is so impressive. I recommend actually downloading this map and going into custom games. Now I said it wasn't a functioning map, but you can still run around on it. I recommend doing that because it will really give you a sense of scale. The sheer amount of detail that went into this build is mind-blowing. I mean, the legs look great, the body looks great, the head looks great, all of the markings on the side of it, the neck, the little wires, all the small intricacies. The sheer amount of detail on this thing is just so impressive. Seeing this AT-AT Walker really makes me want to play a functioning Hoth-themed map. Not necessarily a Battlefront recreation, but a functioning Hoth-themed map with maybe even just regular Slayer. I think that would be really great to see. I'd like to apologize for the length of this showcase. It's kind of just due to the nature of this build. There really is only so much I can say about a map like this besides how great it looks. But I like showcasing aesthetic maps. I like to showcase all genres of Forge. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can get your hands on all of the latest and greatest Halo 5 Forge maps. My name is Sean, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
disorganized lately.
We're falling apart.
Finally.
It would be strange, wouldn't it? Not to be fighting them.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand final today. Of course, we have Allegiance versus CLG. CLG dominated game one. That CTF was unbelievably quick. I expected it to be a little closer than that, but CLG proving that maybe CTF is the strongest game mode, especially what we've seen today, some very fast CTFs. But now we head over to Slayer Plaza, and this is where I expect to see, hopefully, a little bit of a fight back from Allegiance, because game one was not what I was expecting at all.
No, and we see both members going top center and trading. So that first overshield was burned about the 1150 mark. And now the most important part to focus on is going to be that sniper rifle. I'm not sure who has it. It actually looks like Kratos was able to grab it and sneak away all the way over to Tramp. So now, this is one of the few times we've actually seen Sniper in an unorthodox position.
Yeah.
Almost, I would say 90% of the time we see Sniper over at Snipe Spawn or over at Cinema, or over at Cafe, I should say.
Kratos was like a ninja. He just ran in there, grabbed it, and pieced out as quickly as he possibly could.
All these other players are focused more on overshield and stuff like that. He's like, nope,
Right.
I just want that weapon. I'm bouncing.
Kratos should be dead though.
No!
No! Oh
Seemed
my!
like he was a little slow noticing that,
God.
and wow! He gets the stick and almost the ground pound. I was gonna say, almost seemed like Kratos was unaware of Frosty sneaking up on him.
I thought for a minute he was going to get the ground pound. If he'd have got the ground pound and the stick for a double kill, oh my lord, put that in a top 5 play. That would have been disgusting. But Frosty was able to grab that sniper rifle off the X and try and escape, but immediately falls. Sniper rifle down. And who was that just picked that up? Not
I believe it was
entirely sure.
naded.
Was it naded?
Yes, it is.
Okay, naded.
Let's see
Where
what
are
he
you?
can do with this weapon right now. Doesn't seem like anyone's having much luck with the sniper as of yet, but neither team or player, should I say, has been able to get up fully set up with it and shoot long range. Now somebody actually lagged out. Now I don't know what's gonna happen.
Strict rules. CLG have lost that game. Strict rules. I don't make the rules. Walshy doesn't make the rules. So before the flood of tweets come in saying, why have they been forfeited? Doesn't make any sense. It's been a rule which has been scrutinized quite heavily, I feel, today by a lot of the pro players. But we'll see. I mean, I know
Maybe
you have lethal
a
stream
rule that
open
could be
as well.
reevaluated in the future, but there has to be. The thing is with a rule like this is you have to figure out what's the best compromise for something along the lines of running an online tournament and seeing how people can abuse the rule. So in a situation where somebody forcefully quits out, or let's say just unplugs their modem, says, all right, we have to replay the game. So they have to figure out what's the best way to keep an online tournament moving in. I don't think there's any clear, perfect answer that I can think of, at least, that perfectly allows this. I think maybe the Team Slayer rule should be reevaluated for future seasons, just because when we're talking about that situation where somebody lags out and you might not give up that 49th kill or that 50th kill, that is so much smaller than what actually happens, it seems like, on the online ladders, where somebody lags out and their team, maybe even winning by 20 kills. So it's an odd situation.
I feel like the best way of reevaluating the rule is if a player lags out in the final, 5 kills? Maybe something along those lines you could look at it. Seems like for the whole period of the game.
In that case, and maybe you just draw that line there, and that ends up being a better situation at least. But yeah, maybe it just has to have some sort of reevaluation and see if it is still currently the best rule. But otherwise, it's for the most part been working out. So.
Rule, right? The rules are rules, but curious to see what the players decide. For now, they haven't started up another game. I'm looking at Lethal. He's currently sat in the menus. I assume the players are probably communicating with each other. I mean, as it stands...
I believe if they come to an agreement and say, you know what, we're fine, just replay that one, they are allowed to replay that.
Yep.
But in the end, if Allegiance says, nope, rules are rules, they can take the win. However, in a case like this, Allegiance isn't going to get... They're not going to lose their number 1 seed.
Right.
And they're probably doing this more for pride and for confidence going into future events. So I wouldn't be surprised to say Allegiance say, well, we're only up by 4 kills and we did have power weapon. Like, maybe if they want to play a race to a certain amount where it's like, as long as, I don't remember the exact score, but let's say it was something like 15-10. in a case like that, maybe Allegiance just has to get 35 kills before CLG gets 40. That might be a fair compromise.
I mean, I feel like
in the end, they might just go the full reset, or they might just take the win. We're not sure yet.
Who knows? I mean, I feel at the end of the day, it's kind of like you said, right? Allegiance has already got that first place seed. CLG have already got second place seed. That's not going to change, right? So, if anything, it's just good practice. You know, playing a competitor online, like why not? But players still yet to get this one underway, and we're still waiting to find out exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
so for now,
I'm assuming Royal 2 is going to be checking out his connection and all the things like that right now to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
That's a good point. That's a very, very good point. But we will have to wait and see. So for now, we're going to get to a quick commercial break. When we return, though, we'll either have the replay of map 2, or we'll be jumping to map 3. Not quite sure which yet, but be right back.
All these years.
Dead elites. Swords of St. Helios. Covenant killed him.
Shinsei Remao. Shinsei Utehade.
In all my years of command, I've never seen a more determined soldier than the Master Chief. You know his service record was unimpeachable. But he's not responding to orders, and he's setting these things loose. So we're responsible when we can't control him. When he recruits others to join him. The only thing worse than losing a hero is watching him turn against us. The official story is the Master Chief is dead. You, Spartan Locke, are the unofficial story. Your mission is go.
Let's hunt him down.
Get the Xbox One limited edition bundle.
There is a game that has granted us with its glorious self.
I'm so excited about this.
This is freaking amazing.
I wasn't expecting to get it this early.
I'm sitting here with the full version of Halo 5 Guardians. Halo 5 has arrived on our Xbox Ones.
I'll punch you in the... Oh, punch the ground!
Grenade. Yes. I love sticky grenades. I'm gonna try to get behind this guy. Ooh. He felt that in the morning.
Bring in the Kraken.
Oh,
It's my favorite Halo game, and that's based off just like the first like hour and a half of it. I love it.
It's really, really good.
It's raining, it's pouring, and it's storming on your face. Come on, Linda, help me! Linda! Oh, thank you, I love you now. I'll do anything for you. Please start this video! Roger! Oh no, I should have stopped way long time ago! He's up.
That's not what I think it is it? A Warthog? It is! Oh, I forgot about this. This is just a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I'm having all kinds of nostalgia. Oh my goodness! My driving has never been good in any game.
boom. Oh, that's awesome. He's still alive. There we go.
Jeez, how many guys are gonna jump up there? Grunts, when are you gonna realize it's a bad idea? I have a sword and I'm ready to tangle. Where's the elites? But I'll kill you. Okay, that's my own fault. Again, it keeps happening.
Whoa, baby, we got a shotgun. Oh, shotgun range making its return. There we go, fine. Hit his ass, hit his ass, hit his ass. Ooh!
This thing is so cool. Wrecked. Done.
Woo! Let's secure that footage.
Did you just fucking Spartan charge? You just Spartan charged Veil to death, Tanaka!
Just to get to his back.
Here we go. Oh yeah!
System lock.
Oh, baby. You guys ready for a ground pound? Check this out. Boom! Oh, that's so epic.
Play the greatest games lineup in Xbox history.
Captured by the Covenant military in the aftermath of the events of Installation 04, the Forerunner monitor known as 343 Guilty Spark managed to convince these soldiers of the truth about Halo.
Our prophets are false. Open your eyes, my brothers.
These warriors quickly defected, realizing that the entire history of the Covenant was based on a lie. Unfortunately for the Monitor, his newfound freedom was cut short when a Sangheili strike force killed the defectors and returned him to Covenant leadership. The Covenant would soon use Spark to leverage information about a newly discovered Halo installation, one which they would come to call Delta Halo. Under the command of the Hierarchs, Tartarus intended to activate this Halo ring with the Monitor's assistance.
Please use caution. This reclaimer is delicate.
But upon his arrival at the ring's control room, the brute chieftain known as the Arbiter, this event would lead to the end of Tartarus' life and deliver Guilty Spark into the hands of humanity. When the Prophet of Regret fled from Earth on October 20th, 2552, the UNSC frigate In Amber Clad trailed close behind. Several days later, it would arrive near Delta Halo. On the surface of this new installation, the UNSC and Covenant forces would once again collide, tearing a hole into the heart of the ring's quarantine zone and eventually coming into contact with the devastating parasite known as the Flood. The UNSC presence all but eliminated, Sergeant Avery Johnson and Commander Miranda Keyes fought against the Covenant forces which were attempting to activate the ring, forging an uneasy alliance with the Sangheili warrior known as the Arbiter. When a Covenant civil war ignited across Halo and in their holy city of High Charity, both the humans and the Arbiter recognized that the Flood could not be allowed to escape under any circumstance. It was at that time that the Arbiter would quickly call together a contingent of faithful Sangheili, the newly formed Fleet of Retribution. An accomplished warrior and the catalyst which led to the Covenant Civil War, Thel 'Vadami faced off against the leader of the Jiralhanae, Tartarus, in Delta Halo's control room. This event would become a defining moment in Covenant history, ultimately leading to the standby activation of all Halo rings. With direction from 343 Guilty Spark, Thel would learn of the Ark, now the only place where the Covenant could activate the Halo array. But the release of the Flood from Delta Halo would put these plans on hold. It was then that the Arbiter met with his ally, Urtas 'Vadami, a commander who once served within his fleet. Leading the Fleet of Retribution with the assault carrier Shadow of Intent, Urtas and his Sangheili soldiers rendezvoused with the Arbiter and their newfound human allies. Together they formulated a plan for sterilization and quarantine. They, along with any capable Sangheili-controlled ships, would cauterize the surface of Delta Halo through orbital bombardment, destroying anything which attempted to slip away. On November 3rd, 2552, Guilty Spark remained behind with his fleet, coordinating the critical containment efforts while the Arbiter, Keyes, and Johnson raced back to Earth to warn humanity and to locate the Ark. In the days which followed the Covenant's vicious internal struggle, the shipmaster known as Urtas 'Vadami would orchestrate a large-scale destruction of Delta Halo's surface and the surgical elimination of any ships which attempted to escape it. After days of this extensive campaign, a single flood-infested cruiser managed to steal through their lines. Their last trajectory was Earth, the human homeworld and the location where both the Arbiter and the humans were headed. The shipmaster, ordering a portion of his fleet to pursue, would soon come to learn that not only did this ship contain the Flood, but it also held clear evidence of the Gravemind. The truth was horrific. The Flood's heightened consciousness controlled High Charity, and it was now headed toward Earth. In his own mind, the Prophet of Truth could not be stopped. While attempting to activate Delta Halo through Tartarus, the Prophet took the Forerunner Dreadnought at the center of High Charity and left for Earth. He recognized that the human homeworld held a gateway which would allow passage to the Ark and ultimately full control of the Halo rings. Arriving in the Sol system on November 8th, Truth quickly learned of another human threat which had stowed away on the very ship he had hoped would keep him safe. This situation was further compounded by the fact that this particular threat had already eliminated another prophet only days earlier. This threat was John 117, the Master Chief.
Sir, finishing this fight.
Concerned for his own safety, Truth and his local forces became preoccupied with finding and eliminating the Spartan on the vast Forerunner keyship. After exerting significant resources and believing the issue to
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have some clarification for you of what's going on in the grand final. Allegiance took the win against CLG after that lag out, so the series tied at 1-1. Some people may be like, oh, you know, why? Doesn't make sense, you know, forfeit. Well, $1,000 on the line as well. Do bear that in mind. So Allegiance technically sticking by the rules. So
yeah,
we'll
I was gonna say don't blame the players. They're playing by the rules.
Exactly.
Play by the rules when it comes to games like this. So
we'll see if that could come out to cost CLG, who in Game 1 looked so very dominant. Game 2, you know, it was relatively early on in that game before the disconnect occurred, but heading over now to Strongholds. I'm expecting... you know what? It's weird because I was thinking about it, right? Allegiance normally look in control. That's how you would really describe that game playstyle, I guess. In the first game, Allegiance at no point really
they
looked
always
like
have
they
some
had
sort of presence at least. Like
yes,
they never feel like
exactly
they're getting fully stomped. Like even if they don't have full control of the map, they have somebody at the opposing base ready to pull a flag, or they have somebody crouch walking behind about to backsmack the sniper. They always have some sort of presence on the map.
It seems it's consistently structured, and I feel like the way that we saw CLG play in that first game was they just took all of that away from them. And that's something where, you know, coming over to Strongholds is going to be really interesting, because you do need that kind of structured game sense. You know, you need to know when you want to cap one of those Strongholds, if it's beneficial. Should you, you know, allow yourself to be trip capped for 10 seconds, take that short-term loss, try and overextend it, etc., etc. And it's going to be super interesting to actually just watch this one unfold and see which kind of game style comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like when I think of this Allegiance squad right now, it just seems like they are so much more organized as far as like being together.
Right.
But at the same time, like CLG, they have their team shot in an interesting way. It's not like they're just holding hands. It's not like they have 2 or 3 people that are clearly together on bridge. It's like they'll have somebody who's over at Red Nest and someone's over at like Blue Side Bridge that are double teaming Catwalk.
Right.
It's kind of separation, but they're still focused on the same area. So they get like more angles at these crucial locations, but it's not like they are just, you know, sprinting across the map together in the exact same spots together.
That's the best way of explaining it, is they play an angle game as opposed to playing a pair game.
Yep.
They're not going to run around hold hands, but they will have that fantastic team shots from different
it's not like they're
locations.
just all 4 individually on different spots of the map, not worried about each other.
Right.
They're still absolutely worried about each other and helping each other out.
And the key part so far early on in this game is Allegiance are controlling everything. They have OS, they have camo. It's just a pretty brutal start for CLG. 36-9. And you have to ask the question, how much has that kind of disconnect in Game 2 rumbled with CLG? You saw them on social media.
They're not happy about it, for sure.
Is that going to potentially affect the early parts of Game 3? I mean, maybe, because right now, CLG are not getting anything going whatsoever, as Kratos just juked out Frosty. Big part, thank you, Camo. The trip cap comes in, and Allegiance are making a statement, man. They are coming out hot here in Game 3. The trip cap is locked down. They're picking up kills. L-Town with 1. They're actually not losing any bases. They've held this trip cap for a serious amount of time. 62-9. This is, wow, this is something else right now.
It finally looks like CLG is about to stop this, but just as I say that, Blue Bend is still being fought after. Kratos, and I believe it was L-Town, both doing damage towards Blue Bend, so the damage has been done. I mean, we're talking a 63-second lead right now. That is, it's not insurmountable. Nothing's insurmountable in Strongholds, but it is very telling. Just seems like this time, for the first time, we've seen Allegiance like 1 step ahead, because as I said before, it just seemed like the previous game just seems like CLG, they did it in such a dominating fashion on that CTF game.
Finally, you'll see CLG get 2 strongholds of their own, and they're actually going to play for the trip cap as well, recognizing they have a big deficit to try and recover from, and the fact that they were losing some control of Catwalk. They needed to jump over towards Red Nest. OS is up, and as well, they're going to get control of that. So a trip cap with OS and potentially rockets as well. You could CLG massively chip away at this lead now, and this is what pressure is on Allegiance. You get to really see what a team is made of when their back is against the wall, as it is right now. Royal 2 heads over towards Blue Bend. Can he hit the nuke combo? The assist is going to come in. Snakebite with the kill. They hold that trip cap, and you can see that lead now down to 50 points. Beautiful rotations coming in from Royal 2 as he heads back over towards Red Nest, peeks over, gets the kill on Kratos, 2 on Catwalk. Can he find 1? Yes, he can. Teammate there as well, looking to clean up. The trip cap is still under effect. Can he go big and pick up this kill on Suspector just in time? Don't think he's going to be able to do so. So finally, Suspector stops the bleeding, but Royal 2 just jumps straight on Catwalk.
Yeah, and during that time, it seemed like Allegiance also had a chance to get in Blue Bend, but they finally were able to make something happen. As you said, it just seems like we finally see how both these teams react in these full control situations. And I honestly don't know which one's stronger. I mean, we did just see Allegiance go 60 to 70 unanswered seconds, but that was also, you know, we haven't seen CLG lose control just yet. They still are climbing back. So these are 2 squads that when they have full control, they are so scary to play against.
Snakebite just went full sacrificial lamb right there. That was ridiculous. He just ran at Red Nest with a rocket. 2 players trying to cap it. Just knew he was going to die. 100% recognized that he was going to die, but he was going to reset Red Nest and keep the trip cap. And just when you think CLG is down and out, they are making a huge comeback. A massive comeback. This is insane. They're going to take the lead. Allegiance have just gone on full tilt right now. They cannot get a stronghold to save their lives. And ladies and gentlemen, CLG
70
have taken the lead.
seconds in a row.
That's crazy. That's crazy. There's no better way of explaining what we've just witnessed. Absolutely unbelievable play. Finally, Allegiance get one cap, but
all 4 down.
They need another one.
So as they get that 1 cap, looks like CLG is gonna just say, guess what? We're gonna take full domination again, and Allegiance cannot break out of this blue spawn setup. Every single time they seem to be spawning over a blue base, they get collapsed on from blue bend and catwalk. The one time they spawned over a red base, they just got collapsed on again and closed, killed easily at nest. It's just been slay after slay, and Allegiance can't do anything. All 4 down again. This game is over.
Lethal with the outplay. That was so... Oh my god, well, yeah. That seems a fitting way to end game 3. Wow. Just wow. That's phenomenal play from CLG. I'm somewhat speechless that CLG were able to make that comeback without losing control of 2 strongholds. They literally just played so well. Controlled OS perfectly, controlled camo. Rockets were always in their possession once they started making that comeback, and the spawn trapping abilities, as you said, every single time you saw players from Allegiance spawn up, they just instantly got flooded, and CLG just completely outplayed in game number 3. That is a huge comeback, and that should really pay dividends to what you said. It's never too late to make a comeback in strongholds. A lot of people would have looked at that scoreline.
I was kind of saying that, making a point at just saying, like, you know what, even though they're down by 70, but in the back of my head, I was like, wow, Allegiance just run away with this game. There's no chance they're coming back. But they
did.
I'm just trying to think, because I'm still in disbelief after watching that, because there's so many parts in there where I'm just like, all right, what could have Allegiance done differently? Like, they had a few different times they're spawning over by blue platform that they maybe could have taken more time and, let's say, flanked out towards security and got some more control of the tower instead of just pushing straight across catwalk. But you can't just be taking the longest flanks every single time on strongholds.
Right.
So it's just surprising me. It just seemed like CLG did such a great job of spawn trapping, and it was just complete domination when they had full setup there. I don't have the answer. I need to review those films and get a better idea of what Allegiance could have done better there. Obviously, there's execution errors where they could have maybe won that one-on-one fight, or
you win that 1v1,
but
break out of the
that's
spawn.
not the difference in their strategy. They need to obviously do something different strategy-wise in order to be successful.
Well, CLG, after an insane comeback in game number 3, find themselves 2-1 up in today's grand final. For now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, though, we're heading to game 4. Be right back.
We win if we take down Warden Eternal. Hit him with everything we've got. That's a loss, Spartans. Weapons down.
We're living limitless. I refuse to just exist. I'd rather shoot and miss. So I'ma raise my fist and live it limitless, limitless.
Two, one. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Grand finals, and it's been a eventful one. Game 1, CLG completely controlled. Game 2 ended in a forfeit. Then Game 3, an unbelievable comeback. Now heading to a Game 4 breakout. This is where CLG could potentially be crowned victors. Of course, it won't affect the seeding at all. Allegiance already have that #1 seed, but they are playing for that $1,000, which is always nice to be able to earn on that Sunday. But early on in this game, already Allegiance 2 men down. It's going to leave Suspector in a 1 versus 3, and Lethal already firing shots. He was able to pick up 1 before finally falling. Solid start from CLG.
Yeah, taking the first round. I didn't get to see much of that first round. Was too busy smiling at the camera as we're introing. But I want to see how many members each team sends towards camo. That's always the interesting part to me. Is it feels like until I see a better strategy, I don't think there's anything better than sending 2 or 3 towards camo. You
have to, right?
Yeah, it almost feels like obligatory because there aren't too many angles that you can shoot camo off instantly. I mean, we see Royal 2 getting a great flank right now, but he's in a 4-on-1 situation. So look at that. Even though Royal 2 got an incredible unseen flank, it just wasn't fast enough. And the rest of his team got crushed over on camo side. So I guess, yeah, the camo strategy just feels like it can't be countered because numbers over on camo side can fight each other.
And camo just so powerful that it really is kind of necessity. As Frosty now makes his way to try and put some shots with a DMR up top camo. No one going for it just yet, and unfortunately Frosty will fall. The best position he kind of left himself in there is Kratos with the other DMR, looking to try and find that final player. It's another 4 versus 1, and it's going to be Lethal left to try and clutch this up. Don't hold your breath. Not going to happen. And some body shooting as well. Gotta love that added bit of flair from the Allegiance boys.
So all I'm saying so far is the last 2 rounds where we've seen Allegiance with more members over at camo side, they've won the round. So I want to see if CLG switches it up and maybe sends more members towards camo, or what they're going to do, because I believe every round thus far we've seen 3 members of Allegiance over on camo side.
They've actually done just the opposite. They sent Royal 2 with Frosty this time over towards shotgun side, and they completely give up that camo, it seems. A Snakebite picks up 1. That's going to be the second kill. 2 versus 2 though, as Kratos and Suspector both pick up kills. Royal 2 has got behind them. However, not in a position to trade any of those kills at camo. Leaves a 1 versus 1. Royal 2 looking to see if he can clutch up this round for the team. He's going up against Kratos. Kratos currently with 4 kills though. Definitely the man of the hour. See if Royal 2 can pick up these shots with that DMR. Definitely has a favorable weapon for this situation, but just can't seem to find that headshot yet.
Yeah, I don't know how you play this out. I mean, both players know where the other one's at, and yeah, I guess I feel like I would be confident enough in a situation like this to at least poke out, especially in Kratos' position, because it feels like he can kind of set the pace of the fight. He can, if he starts to get Royal 2 weak, he can push and press his advantage, where I feel like Royal 2 doesn't have that same luxury. Royal 2 just has to hope that Kratos challenges a bit too hard. So I do like this repositioning by Royal 2, because if Royal 2 goes over towards camo side and eventually gets Kratos weak, he can actually push up that ramp, maybe throw a grenade and get the finish.
25 seconds. Time is ticking. Maybe both players more than happy to play for that draw. Of course, as it stands, it is a 2-to-1 advantage in favor of Allegiance. And this is something which we've seen Royal 2 do many times in Breakout. We've seen him do something similar in 2v2 situations as well. More than happy to play for the tie. As time is ticking, 7 seconds left. You could almost think his controller is disconnected. I assure you it hasn't. He is still playing. And yeah.
So what Royal 2 does in situations like this is it seems like he opts for allowing the opponent to either make a mistake or has more confidence in his team winning that next round. So what he does is he realizes, guess what? If someone wants to try to get a little cocky and try to be the hero, guess what? You're more than likely going to run to my trap, and I'm going to win this round. Otherwise, we're going to be back on even footing next round, all 4 of us alive, and I have more confidence in my team beating your squad.
It's interesting. A very different kind of play style than what a lot of teams go for.
Well, you know what's funny is we saw how patient Royal 2 was at the end of that, last minute and a half of the last round. He was the first death there. Within the first 10 seconds, he pushed over, tried to went for a flank.
Well, we have a 2 versus 1 again. This time, Snakebite will be the last remaining man. He is by Camo. And Camo is available. If he can get his hands on it, he may have a chance of clutching this. But as you can tell,
punches the wall. He's like, gosh, I should have grabbed that Camo, man.
Allegiant's not going to give it up easy. Kratos cross map. Snakebite says, thank you very much.
Oh my
now, surely this is the time
gosh.
to play for that Camo.
Yes, he needs to just do the slide if he's going to grab this. And looks like he must realize somebody has to be sneaking up on him. He can't just think that he's safe at this position right now. I like this. He's just kind of put himself in what you consider a somewhat vulnerable position, but he realizes that any moment, if he gets shot from either side, he can just thrust her over that little barrier, and he just needs to get an eye on L-Town. As soon as he spots where L-Town's at, he knows he can get the superior position with his camo.
Well, I can assure you again, L-Town's controller has not disconnected. He is still playing, just playing this one passively, and Snakebite has just enough time on his camo. Oh, I think did he just see him? I think L-Town did. And L-Town's just going to put himself at the opposite side of the map. It's essentially running away from Snakebite.
He's doing exactly what you want to see in every horror movie. It's not like, no, don't go in the closet and hide. Don't stay around there. Run out the house. Run!
he has just ran to the opposite side of the map.
He just booked it, man.
Okay,
if people did that more in horror movies, they would live.
Ladies, that's a good point. You definitely shouldn't direct those films though, because you may ruin the horror movies. They just keep running out the door. But I think we could be in for a long breakout game. So, ladies and gents, feel free to go get some popcorn, because after those last 2 rounds tied up, you can see both teams playing this one pretty passive.
For the first time, we're seeing CLG send 3 members towards Camo. I want to see how this plays out for them, because every other time it seems like they've only sent 1 or 2.
Couple of kills already traded, 2v2. Walshy, bet you this round ends in a draw as well.
Oh man, that's tempting. I see TJ getting aggressive with this camo, so I'm gonna disagree. I'm saying this is gonna be a CLG victory this round.
Well, we'll see. L-Town has decided to run as fast as he possibly can. He's in a 1v2. Lethal trying to hunt him down. I think he spotted him. He has. L-Town doesn't know it, and the flag. Has it been pulled? I believe it has. L-Town's going to need to put some shots from distance, and you were right. That one not going to be a tie series, or game, sorry, tied up 2 rounds apiece now. Looking at Lethal leading the squad 7 kills. Royal 2 still yet to find his first kill, but did make that relatively smart call in that 1v1. Played his life, didn't want to throw anything away, so back kind of to square one now, as once again 3 players pushing up towards that camo side from both squads, and it's just
look at these squad nades. We've seen 3 kills so far, and all 3 of them were grenade kills.
And finally we see Naded get the headshot in Royal 2. 3 versus 1, and they know exactly where this final player is. Expect to see him die very, very shortly. It's going to be Frosty, and he gets headshotted. So after having 2 rounds tied with draws, we see 2 explosive beginnings to rounds, where several people, I think it's like 5 or 6 people head up towards that kind of side from both teams. So we'll see how Allegiant's going to play this round. Once again, it seems like 6 players heading up towards camo.
And we're just going to see a barrage of grenades again. I see L-Town actually just missed his jump. It looked like he could have had a good opportunity to get this early camo, possibly sneak away with that, but yeah, I guess I was just trying to see what his idea was there. It seemed like he missed the jump. I don't think he was trying to go for a flank in that situation. I could be wrong,
he was definitely
but
going for the jump.
Pretty sure it's just a missed execution on the jump.
And luckily his teammate isn't going to miss that over to the right-hand side, but L-Town may actually fall here. He's so weak, but Nader picks up 2, and L-Town showing us he can do that jump. He knows how to go for that jump. He connects with it the second time, but of course Camo already gone to his teammate, and Royal 2 left 1v3. Sorry, Royal 2. I don't think you're going to be able to sit in a corner and wait this one out. I have a feeling Allegiance will somehow win this round, or at least touch that flag. He has put himself in a position where he could maybe pick up one, but to pick up multiple kills.
But that would be a great victory for him. He's like, guess what? I'm not on the board yet. He counts this round as a victory in his book.
Could actually clutch this. It's not too crit now. He's too weak now. He will die surely. He has the SMG out if he or in his back pocket rather, if he wanted to, but didn't. And Allegiance just kind of steamroll straight through him. So 4-2 now in favor of Allegiance. Of course, if Allegiance win this next round, they force a game 5 in today's grand final.
I would love to see another game 5. I mean, I feel like kind of as we were talking about earlier, like how these team changes have shaked up. As of now, it does seem like EG, CLG, and Allegiance are kind of in a tier of their own. I mean, I guess that's really tough to say because we did see Renegades go toe-to-toe with EG. I mean, it could have gone either way. But when we saw a squad like Allegiance take on Liquid, it was nothing. It was just a stomp.
It really was. It was kind of brutal, to be honest. Snakebite continuously managing to ground slam back onto that ledge. It is a 2v2. Has to know someone's up there with camo. Pulls out the SMG, gets a couple of shots, and outshoots Naded. Forces a 1 versus 1, though. It's Frosty versus Kratos, and both players with a DMR. Kratos does get first shot. Now, can he try and execute this? Don't think he's going to be able to find that angle once again. Frosty, meanwhile, repositions himself. This is a big round, of course, for CLG. They are down in this breakout 4-2. And Frosty doesn't seem like the type of player who is going to play this passively. I feel like if there's one player on this CLG squad that you expect in a 1v1 to try and make something happen, it would be Frosty.
Absolutely, and it's funny enough that you bring that up because the very first tournament that I saw for Halo 5 was Iron Gaming Daytona, and Frosty was in a 1v1 on this exact game type and ended up running the flag and capping it. Okay. So, yes, he somehow capped it. He just realized that the opponent was too far away over on the DMR tower and just realized, guess what? I know my angles perfectly, so I'm going to run this flag in and cap it. So I don't expect that to happen again, but I do agree with you that if someone's going to make some action happen, most likely going to be Frost.
Problem is, he's going up against Kratos, who's currently top of the team. And Kratos, fantastic breakout player. Every time you see them play, he's always making good decisions. But hey, maybe we were wrong. Frosty more than happy to sit in a corner and play this one out. Maybe Royal 2 starting to rub off a little bit on Frosty when it comes to his breakout play, because he's more than happy to play for that tie, which kind of surprises me a little bit. You know, you're down 4-2, you need something to change, you need to make something happen. Oh, you know, 1v1 clutch could be that catalyst.
Was more surprised with Kratos' play because in that situation, Kratos had the superior position. So I felt like Kratos could have pinned down Frosty in that area and then decide if he wanted to make a push or try to go for like grenades or something. But Frosty, on the other hand, just had to hope that Kratos was going to make a mistake and over-challenge.
3 versus 3, Lethal will fall. 3v2 now. Pressure on CLG, the flank comes in, and Frosty left in a 1 versus 3. Needs to cover camo though, because Kratos is up there. Does he get the pick? No! That would have been a big win if he was able to get it. Frosty's going to get challenged, and there we have it. Allegiance pick up the win 5-2, and more importantly, force a game 5, Walsh.
Absolutely, and one thing I just need to point out on the stat screen there is Royal 2 got 1 kill, which is okay, but one thing I do want to say is even if he got 0 kills, breakout gooses, they don't count. I just need to set the record straight. Some people out there have been spreading rumors online saying if someone gets a goose on breakout, it's a legitimate goose. No, not quite the case.
No, you
breakout gooses do not count.
You're such a killjoy, man. Such a killjoy.
Just throwing it out there.
A goose is a goose.
Just spreading some facts.
No? You're not a fan of a goose as a goose? No? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Walshy's word. We'll go with it for now. But series tied, as we said, 2-2. Going to last map in the grand final. Of course, the first seed versus the second seed. You couldn't ask for a better grand final. You really couldn't. For now, quick commercial break. When we return, the final map.
exclusive.
Hey guys, Sean here with another Halo 5 Forge map feature. We are looking at an AT-AT walker created by Bearskapov, and I really hope I'm saying your name correctly. So the map is technically titled the Battle of Hoth, however it is an aesthetic map, so you can't actually play on it. This is the type of map that you really just admire the forging with, and it is incredible. In addition to the main AT-AT walker, there is also a crashed one in the distance, which looks great as well. I've been impatiently waiting for something like this to be created on Glacier. The moment I saw the canvas, I immediately thought of this. And this is by far the best AT-AT walker I have ever seen in a Halo game, which seems funny to say, however, AT-AT walkers are actually pretty common in Forge. Obviously, the new Forge has a lot to do with why this is the best.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 5 of the grand final. Slayer Coliseum will be the final map between our number 1 and number 2 seeds. Of course, $1,000 on the line. The seeds, they're not changing. They're locked in. Allegiance with number 1, CLG with number 2. But at this point, it really is a matter of pride and a little bit of respect. You know, that $1,000 as well is always nice. Looking at Suspector's perspective straight off the bat as he made his way over towards that sniper side, but already, Sniper taken away from him.
Look at those grenades he just banked off that angle. That one of them hit Royal 2, who he just expected to jump up from that sneaky ledge. Suspector doing a great job just buying time. I mean, that was what created the opportunity for Nated to jump out and at least trade kills with that rocket.
Meanwhile, Frosty trying to kill Suspector. He still hasn't died. Finally does fall. So pretty eventful beginning to this Slayer. This game 5, again, TJ on your screen will fall. 6-4 lead in favor of Allegiance. Just cycling through a couple of players, see if we can find any of those power weapons. Frosty connects with the pick on Suspector. That was going to be the Promethean grenade. Still haven't been able to find Sniper. I know Kratos has rockets, but I think he may have actually used them all already. So
yeah, I think he's out. I could be wrong. I mean, he hasn't pulled them out recently, but yeah, I'm under the same impression that you are.
Well, we'll assume for now he's out. Did Sniper fall off the map, maybe? I can't see.
I can't find it, so yeah, I'm assuming it's gone. Actually, no. Go to L-Town screen. He's over at Red Elbow.
Aha. Good find.
Has the sniper out already, and L-Town just relocating with it. I wouldn't be surprised. I thought he was going to maybe grab that scatter shot, bring it back for a teammate over at DMR, but I can't disagree with the play. At this point, get away with that sniper. Try to bring out, try to create as much distance as possible. This is game 5. No need to get greedy and go for that second weapon.
Well, he will fall, and he's going to lose that to Lethal. Now the question is, can Lethal put that to some use? We've seen him do some pretty incredible things with it. A couple of stream highlights where he says, I should be in phase after hitting some pretty impressive snipes. I got to give him that, man. Like, he's pretty good with the sniper rifle. As I say, that whiffs the first shot. Doesn't matter. Cleans up Native with the headshot. Promethean grenade throws out as well. I dropped 2 of them, but can't find anyone. And early on in this game, CLG do have the advantage, 14-10, but it can change so drastically as we've seen throughout this series. Control and comebacks.
Once again, CLG just doesn't have the lead. They have both power weapons. So during that time where they were focused over on rocket side or on sniper side of the map, Royal 2 was able to get control of those rockets, and what a play by Suspector to at least go 1-for-1 with Royal 2.
And big push as well comes in from Nated, shuts down Lethal. They get control of Sniper Rifle once again. New Sniper up as well in 20 seconds. And Nated picks up old rockets as well. Curious to see Kratos they actually gave Sniper Rifle, and he's going to look over towards this new snipe. Perfect positioning to really do some damage here and reduce that deficit. There's the pick on Royal 2. That's what they were looking for. And there's still plenty of ammo in this old sniper as well. So realistically, if they get control of both, you could see Allegiance with a huge comeback. And look at that spawn manipulation as well from Kratos.
They got all 4 down there.
Oh
they should
God,
for sure be able to grab the snipe, but it looks like all 4 members spawned over at Blue Cave, and we're going to see how Allegiance spawn traps in here. It looks like Nated in the perfect position to get that double kill.
Kratos with the no-scope on Frosty as well. Love it. Surprised to see him kind of
8 unanswered kills right there. 2 times in a row, they got 4 down, 0 deaths.
It's efficient
perfect
slaying.
execution from Allegiance.
It really is. Finally, Kratos getting weak. He may have to backtrack here. You expect to see someone up top. Rockets misses the first shot, misses the second shot, has to back away. Realizes he really is in no man's land at this point. Doesn't have any team support. Players should be flanking him. You can see that kind of on that radar. But with 20 seconds until Rockets, he's trying to put himself in a position where he could potentially get that pick. There is a player just desperately so close around that corner. He will challenge. I believe it's going to be Royal 2. Runs out of ammo on the sniper rifle. Finally falls. But it took 2 people running at him to finally shut him down.
Yeah, and just this entire time, like I was talking about before, what happened around the 15 kill mark is CLG had both weapons and had control of the map. I don't know how they got these picks, but in the end, Allegiance ended up pulling ahead and got both snipers. So I guess the most impressive part was that Allegiance was able to get those 2 rounds of spawn kills. But I guess I'm really surprised at this moment, like 3 kill difference or 2 kill difference when Allegiance had positioning. They had CLG on the spawn trap, and they had 2 sniper rifles. So I don't know how they go from 2 perfect executions to just not be able to like go even kill for kill. Like there's a difference between CLG making a great play and breaking out a spawn trap, and then there's a difference between them getting 6 to 8 kills for every one of Allegiance's.
Oh, Kratos just hit a perfect on it. So Frosty, I'm not sure if you saw that. Frosty had the scatter shot, and Kratos just leaped above him, just soared above him, and he just could not. He didn't have the quick enough sensitivity, and perfect shot was hit. In terms of the score, 30-27 in favor of Allegiance. They have that lead. As you see Naded on your screens, just going up that boost, looking to see if he can pick up anyone. L-Town able to find one, and unfortunately Snakebite does shut down Kratos as he makes his play over towards Rockets. Naded is going to somehow get away with Rockets. I'm amazed he managed to pick them up and get out with his life, but as he turned around, did fall. Rockets back in the hands now of CLG, but consistent trading of kills going on right now.
Yeah, and just neither squad is in full control of the map right now, and these are those chaotic times. But the most important time of the game is about to come up, that 6-minute mark. Because, as many of the viewers know, the sniper comes up every 3 minutes, and the rockets come up every 2 minutes. So that means at the 6-minute mark, it's so crucial because both weapons come up, and you have to divide your attention accordingly. You have to decide, do we send 2 towards rockets, 2 towards snipe? Or do we overload one specific power weapon and then try to use that power weapon to get control of the other?
See, it's a tough decision which you have to make, and Lethal on your screen picks up the double kills, goes straight for the sniper rifle. There's a player directly behind him. Can he turn it off the no-scope? Unfortunately, not going to happen, but had a teammate there to trade. I believe that was actually Frosty. And you look at that score now, it is going to be Allegiance down 39 now to 35. Trying to find that sniper rifle. It is Frosty who has it. Believe he just hit a shot, but didn't get the kill. Throws out that grenade instead, just going to call that out to his teammate. And this sniper rifle control now for Frosty is going to be so important. He spots L-Town, no scope, immediately switches to the pistol. Fantastic shot from Frosty. Looks to try and find the double, not going to find it just yet. Needs to position himself a little better as Royal 2 picks up a triple in the kill feed. Fantastic stuff from him, and it seems like CLG are running away with it.
Yeah, they have the positioning, they have the kills, and it's just going to be a matter of seeing if they can get this next spawn trap. If they can secure this next spawn trap, it's almost an insurmountable lead, because Team Slayer is one of those things where you should be able at least to go 1-for-1 a lot of cases. Like, we saw quite an anomaly there when Allegiance had those back-to-back 4-0 kill sprees. But, yeah, we're just going to have to see what Frosty can do. And Frosty's just so aware of the spawn system. He was looking at Red Elbow where a player did spawn, and although it didn't spot him, he was at least aware of where that spawn could be coming from.
Unfortunately, Frosty does fall, but has the damage been done? Royal 2 able to pick up Naded. Kratos, he's also fallen as well. So Spectre looking to try and keep his teammate alive, and at this point, Allegiance can no longer trade kills. They need to be winning these engagements. They're down 10 kills to CLG, who just need 2 kills to beat today's victors. And then I'm sure Lethal is going to be a very, very happy bunny. Say he potentially won the roster mania, and with that final kill, there is CLG, today's champions of the 5th online qualifier. Of course, they will not get that #1 seed, though. Not enough points. Allegiance secure that pretty comfortably, to be honest with you. But nevertheless, CLG came out on the day and picked up the W.
Couldn't ask for more than that. Roster mania, the dust is settled, like you said, and CLG came ahead. You know Lethal's going to be happy with that. I mean, I'm not sure if he was expecting just like go domination, like 3-0s or anything like that. But in the end, they've shown that this is the real deal. I mean, I didn't predict CLG to win this online qualifier today, but I did expect them to beat EG, which is it's interesting in both respects. So
right,
they're doing an incredible job. I'm excited to see them play in Aspen 1 week from today.
Yes, that is going to be awesome, watching them play on land. But I think one thing's for sure, from all of these online qualifiers that we've seen, I think you kind of mentioned it earlier on, in terms of tiers of teams, I think you definitely are starting to see that tier 1 develop. You know, the likes of Evil Geniuses and their CLG, and of course Allegiance. I feel like they are.
I would even lump a little bit of Renegades in there at this moment, just seeing how close their match was against EG. I mean, it's really tough to not lump them in there. I mean, it's really tough just going off of this just this one qualifier right after this roster mania. But at the same time, Renegades did give EG a run for the money, and EG was close to beating CLG as well.
Very true. Of course, 15 teams qualified today. Congratulations to them. There is still one spot available. That's going to be the last chance qualifier, which I believe is in 2 weeks on Saturday, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure, so don't
I believe it's on February 6th.
See, that's why I have Wall Sheet. That right there is exactly why we have Wall Sheet. Beautiful. February 6th, last chance qualifier. The winner of that tournament will qualify as well. You'll see the likes of Optic Halo in there. They've had some disappointing performances, but we shall see. And of course, X Games coming up next weekend as well. What a time that's going to be. You'll see myself and Wall Sheet out there with a ton of other people. But thank you for joining us today. And again, massive congratulations to all the teams which qualified. It's been a wonderful, wonderful day of Halo action. Super, super stoked. It's almost time for the Halo World Championship. But as I said, we have X Games coming up next week. You can find all the action, mlg.tv. See you then.